welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's episode of Vlogmas. Hey guys, I wanted to just quick pop in and let you guys know what Vlogmas is. Vlogmas is going to be the series I'll be doing on my channel where I upload every other day in August. Tons of back to school, positive, and lifestyle content. I'm so excited to share this journey with you guys. I love uploading a ton for you guys. Seriously, is the best and most rewarding feeling to read your guys' comments and read your feedback. It makes me so happy. So yeah, we'll hop back into the video, but I'm very excited for Vlogmas and to include you guys in my everyday life this month. All right, let's get into the video. I'm going to be doing a college Q&A mukbang style. I'm currently in the Taco Bell drive-thru. It's also storming out, so not ideal. I'm also gonna put you guys in probably a slightly better placement with all this distractions gone once I get my food, but I'm about to order. We're gonna get all the things. Taco Bell is my favorite restaurant, and any excuse to get it is a good one, so today we're doing this video. Oh, my ear blasting, we cannot have that. I'm also wearing my sunflower sweatshirt, my old merch, so you'd love to see it. Hi, good. Can I have chicken quesadilla with sour cream on the side, a hard taco, no lettuce, chips and cheese, cheesy fiesta potatoes, and a medium Pepsi? Perfect, thank you. Yeah, look how wet I am. I like didn't get under the pavilion thing because I literally don't know how to drive. Embarrassing. Okay guys, so I finished going through the drive-thru. I'm gonna give you guys a little haul of what I got. First of all, of course, we have Miss Pepsi, delish. Actually not delish. I really like Coke, but Taco doesn't have that. Also, this is just like your little sign whenever you're watching this that your day's gonna be amazing. Do something for you today, do something to make you happy. You deserve happiness. Okay, then we have the beautiful bag of food. I've never ordered this much food in my life. You know, I figured why not in honor of this video, why not try to eat the whole fast food chain? So, yay. Okay, so, I should probably use hand sanitizer, just be careful. Look how this like froze in my car. I have the list of questions on my phone, so I'm gonna get into it as soon as I to show you guys what I got. Also, that hand sanitizer smells so good. Okay, so this is our little foodie haul. We have the essentials. I never come to Taco Bell and don't get nachos. We got chips and cheese. I say chips and cheese when I order it because I'm terrified of getting like that thing that has like, I don't even know, like peppers and vegetables and stuff on it and nasty. Like, I don't want supreme nachos. We have my plain taco because I'm basic. We have my cheesy fiesta potatoes, very gorgeous to me. They're taking off the menu, so we have to enjoy it while we still can. I have so much food going on. Obviously sour cream for my quesadilla, which they charge 60 cents for. So kind of balling out. And then lastly, my favorite part, so my little sport, my quesadilla. I love Taco Bell quesadillas. They are immaculate. So yeah, we're gonna start eating. I'm starving and answering questions. I did ask for these questions over on Instagram, so be sure to follow my Instagram here to be in future videos. So I'm kind of always doing this. Okay, I screenshotted like all the questions from Instagram that I wanted to answer, so we will get into it. Actually, I'm not gonna eat this first. I'm gonna eat my potatoes first. Tell me that's not absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so the first question is from HMD_99. How do you balance social life and homework? I'm answering this one because this was asked so many times by different people. So I was like, okay, I need to make a point to answer this at the beginning of the video. So my main thing that I've always said is if you want to do something, you can. We have the same amount of hours of a day as anyone who's successful. That's one of my favorite things ever. Like, you have the same number of hours in the day as Beyonce, and you might be like, I don't really care about Beyonce. Think of any successful person ever, or any of like the YouTubers you look up to, or influencers you look up to, people in political roles you look up to. Sometimes those are hard to look up to. Teachers, anybody, like brain surgeons, literally anybody. They have the same amount of hours in a day that they went through med school, went through law school as you. So really, there is time to do stuff if you are passionate about it and care about it. So this person was talking about social life and homework. If seeing your friends is important to you and school is important to you, you definitely have time for both. And I hate that people think you have to like sacrifice one or the other, like work life, school life, social life. if you care about something, you will show that by making time for it. So, you know, if you want to do good in school and you have the motivation for that, or you're looking for motivation for that, think about why you're doing what you're doing, you know, what your end goal is, and your friends, you know, why do you want to see them? Do they make you happy? You know, surround yourself with a good circle is so important. So I think prioritizing things, but also realizing you have so much time in the day. So maybe instead of cutting out social life or schoolwork or your job or whatever it may be, cut out the hours you spend scrolling through Instagram, Snapchatting people, which I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of, but yeah, you can do it. I believe in you. You have time to do the things that are important to you. Okay, these are so good. I like need a moment to just eat. Okay, moving on to the next question. I hope that helped. If any of these questions you want me to elaborate more on, comment down below. I reply to like all my comments, and if I can help more or like talk more about something in specific, because I will say, like, I feel like I actually do a lot, and I always have time for it. And that's kind of just because my priorities are set straight and I follow them. So yeah, comment down below if you want to know more about that. But the next question is by Abigail.Ashburn. She said, why not take your car to school? If you watch my videos, you'd probably know that I did not take my car to school freshman year. And I believe I put in like a freshman advice video not to take your car. I don't think that like you should not take your car. I think it's a personal preference. But also realizing why it might be damaging to have your car. Like if you're someone who's worried about being homesick, don't bring your car. I would have honestly wanted to drive home in the beginning of the year to see my dog so many times if I would have had my car. I personally just think that not having your car is a really great way to not allow yourself to fall into homesickness or fall into leaving the freshman experience. Like, I didn't have a car, so I literally was at school every single weekend. You know, there was no such thing as just going home, and it forced me to put myself out there, to meet people, go to events, which I think is very, very important freshman year. Okay, the next question is Aspen54566. What day do you start, and do you think it will shut down again? I had a lot of questions regarding like what I think is gonna happen and like what is happening with Ole Miss and COVID and everything like that. And well, I don't really know what's gonna happen. But right now, one of my classes did switch to hybrid. So since I last updated you guys, also, can we just take a moment? Who eats the shell that there's no meat or cheese on? Like, I pick it off. Sorry, I'm a bird. But basically, I'm starting school on the 24th, I believe. And I have one hybrid class that's changed. I'm not all online now, which I'm very, very, very grateful for. I'm very happy to have a class that I get to. For me, it's just I want to build a relationship with my teachers. That's such an important aspect of college, and I'll be wearing my mask and everything, but basically Ole Miss just kept the classes in person that allow for a smaller class size. Don't think it's very many, because most people I know have maybe one class in person, and most of them are like hybrid, so half of it's online. You know, it kind of switches back and forth. So right now that's Ole Miss's like school plan, and they say they're starting. I don't know what football season's gonna look like yet, which, like, if you work at the Pentagon, let a girl know. Like, I don't know if I need to buy red dresses or not, and you know, that's just a lot. So yeah, I think that it probably will eventually get canceled, just because, like, let's take a moment to realize, like, nothing has happened with the pandemic besides that the numbers are up. Like, we went home in the spring when the numbers were lower. Numbers are higher now, and we're trying to go back, and I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I would love if we stayed in person the whole semester, or if, you know, a positive thing happened and it was better than we imagined, but I really do see it going online eventually, and it'll be what it is, and I'm gonna make the most of it. And I'm gonna bring you guys along for that journey on finding positivity in that, because I know it can be hard. I know it's not ideal, but we are gonna find happiness in it, so. Okay, the next question is from the Jade Wolf with 2 Fs. I want to become a college blogger. We are the same year. Is it too late to start? So no, it is never too late to start. I could go off on a whole rant about this, but literally, I don't care if you are 12 years old. I don't care if you are 20 years old, 80 years old, literally 90 years old. It's never too late to start something that you care about, and that you have the desire to see. And I feel like a lot of times I see YouTubers like push people away, and they're like, I feel like a lot of YouTubers assume that everyone's starting for the wrong reason. But I know for me, like in high school, I didn't always get the most positive, you know, feedback, we're gonna call it, from my peers, and it can be hard to start it in high school. And I know a lot of people just like get a little more courage in college, because I don't know, people aren't as mean in college. So if it took you this long to start it, or if you just started getting into YouTube and you just found that interest, start it. Like, I tell everyone I know, like, if you have the slight interest to start a YouTube channel or try a new hobby or whatever it may be, do it. You're never gonna regret trying something, and if you find that it's not for you, then it's not. Like, starting a YouTube channel does not mean that you have to do it for the next 40 years. You might post 3 videos and decide it's not for you, and that's okay. But like, honestly, absolutely no harm in seeing if something is for you. So Jennifer X Castillo asked, did you feel stressed about college when applying? I very much did not feel stressed, and I don't think that's a common experience, and so I like to, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people don't think about applying for college in the way that I did. So the only college I applied to is the college I'm attending, and I do not recommend only applying to one college. However, if you have one college that you know, if you get in, you're gonna go there, apply early. Ole Miss's applications opened in like July, and I knew by, I think I literally knew by the end of July, or maybe they opened a month before that. I knew before I started my senior year of college that I was in Ole Miss. So I didn't worry about applications on my senior year. It made it so much less stressful. And I know not everybody can find out that early, but if your dream college is one that lets out acceptances decently early, my advice would be just to apply there, because it takes a lot of stress off. Because for me, I was like, there's no stress. I'm going to Ole Miss if I go in. I'm gonna have this major. I wanna do this. I wanna live in this dorm. I have everything figured out. But if I don't, then I can worry about it and apply to a few more. And I feel like it just weeds out this whole stage. I feel like there's such hype around the college application process that it seems so scary and stressful, and I think that people just make it a bigger deal than it is. Like, it is exciting and cool to get into college, but you don't have to apply to 90 schools and go through all the stress of that. Not to mention, it's really expensive to apply to schools. So for me, it was really simple. If you have any questions more about how I did that or why it worked for me, let's chat. But I just wish more people tried that route, because I feel like it just weeds out like such a big part of the stress. Also, it's like pouring rain right now. Like, she's really going off. Oh, she's really giving y'all those calming sound effects while I eat my nachos. Okay, that same person asked this question, but I really liked it, so I wanted to use it. She asked, do you feel like college made you grow as a person? So yes, I do. And honestly, that is my #1 thing. That is why I think college is beneficial. College is not for everybody, but beside from the opportunities it's going to give you and the education it gives you, I believe that it just helps you grow as a person so much. I feel like the person that I went into college and came out of are like very different. I feel like in all the best ways. I think COVID grew me a lot, honestly, too. I just feel like it's a good age to figure yourself out, and college makes it very easy to figure yourself out. You're in the small world of people for this time period that are also working on figuring themselves out, and so it's like a very welcoming space to do it. And it's a really like good transition into like the real world, but not all the way, you know? So yes, I grew a ton. I feel like me that I am now, I'm so much more proud of than the me I was a year ago. So yeah. Okay, Hannah Babinger said, are you still going to be in your apartment if we are online again? I'm gonna open up my quesadilla. Yes, I talked about this in a recent vlog, but I am moving into my apartment either way. I saw some YouTubers getting hate about moving into college because of COVID, which is very understandable. Like, I don't want to hurt others, but also they're probably in a similar situation as me. I'm in a lease that I cannot get out of. I'm paying it no matter what. I have an internship down at school. I have a class that I have to attend in person, and pretty much everyone in my apartment is still moving in. So yes, I am, and I'm very, very excited about it. And I'm going to spend pretty much the whole year there. I might even live there this coming summer, because obviously my lease goes over that because of my internship. So honestly, it will actually be safer. Yes, I might be exposed to more people, but I won't see my parents or like my grandma and people that, I know it is affecting every age group, but it is a little scarier for older people to be affected by it than someone my age. Not saying it doesn't hurt people my age, I'm not a doctor, but it makes me less nervous that I'm not going to be going to class and going to a job and then coming home to my family that has older people in it. So that's a tea in my apartment. This has like no chicken in it. Taco Bell, I'm coming for you. So the next question is Anna Hugh. She said, is everyone actually mean and rude to freshmen? Definitely no, because no one in college really knows you're a freshman. Like, I did not know people's ages in my classes. There's like all ages in a lot of classes, and in sororities and groups and everything, I feel like nobody necessarily really cares how old you are after high school. And also I would say even in high school, freshmen aren't really, older kids just don't really care about them. But in college, I'd say kind of even playing field, like no one really cares about your age anymore. Kind of like how people's parents will be married like 8 years apart and nobody cares, but if they would have dated like in middle school and elementary school, that'd be weird. Kind of like that. That's a really weird comparison. The next question is from Maddie Garrett, and she said, what made you choose to go out of state? So if you're new here and you just found me, I go to Ole Miss and I live in Missouri. My family lives like around the St. Louis area. I'm about 5.5 hours from school. And for me, I went out of state for a few reasons. One, I've always been interested in expanding my horizons and just like leaving the scene I've always been surrounded by. Two, we're far enough in the video I can say this. I didn't necessarily want to go to college with some of the people from my high school. It isn't like a shade thing. It's just for my own growth and also just for, you know, people who weren't the nicest in high school. I didn't necessarily want to go to college with them. So that's kind of what started some of the idea for me to go out of state. If that's not the reason now, I've moved past all that stuff. But the reason beyond that, after I actually visited schools, was because of my major. I'm an IMC major. It is not offered in Missouri. I love my major so much. It's everything that I would look for in one. And it's pretty much only at Ole Miss, and I think like Arizona, perhaps. And I've always wanted to go to an SEC school, which obviously wasn't going to be Mizzou for the reasons I said before. And it almost makes me very happy, and I would really recommend it to really anybody. And I have never regretted really my choice. The only time I regretted my choice was during this COVID business. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to in-state. I can't take this anymore. It was expensive. Out of state is a large amount of money, but in the end, it is worth it for me to get the major that I actually care about and actually am interested in learning about, and that is way more applicable to the jobs that I want after college. So, hotty toddy. Okay, next question is from Leah.Hole. She said, making friends in college without being in a sorority. Also, I'm so sorry about the rain sound, but like, I'm not Mother Nature. Sadly, we can't control it, and I'm in the mood to chat. So, making friends in college without being in a sorority. I feel like the thing is, most YouTubers, which isn't a shade thing, the sororities are really cool. I know a lot of people in them. They're super duper cool, are in sororities. And they always have these friend groups and these like best friends. And it's hard from a perspective. Like when I first thought about dropping, I was like, do people who aren't in sororities even have friends? They actually do. You just have to meet them in different ways and put yourself out there. That's my #1 piece of advice. Put yourself out there. If you're religious, join like a church group. Join, like I'm in magazine and I've met people through that. Rushing itself, like I met my best friend in college through rush groups at Ole Miss, and neither of us are even in a sorority now. And I think there's a stigma around the fact that people think, maybe people feel that people in sororities will not like them if they're not in one. That is not true. I have tons of super close friends that are in sororities. They have never for 1 second cared that I'm not in a sorority. People really are understanding. Sororities are very expensive, and it's also not for everyone. Just like being in magazine isn't for everyone, you know? Everyone has very unique personalities and things that make them happy. So I support my friends that are in their sororities, but they're also supportive of me for not being in one, and they don't think of me any different. So you can also, like I said, have friends that are even in sororities that you may meet. Honestly, I met a good chunk of friends just at parties and bars and going out, to be honest. That's a really easy way. Like honestly, just say yes. If people invite you out, go. Honestly, I have people who I literally met in like a bathroom at a bar that I still text that I met one time. So like, I don't know. You'll meet people though. You got this. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make this my last question. I'll eat a little bit more of my taco. Sophia Surratt said study tips. So my #1 study tip, I'm not gonna say #1, I have like a few things. One, listen to music that doesn't have words. If I was, I wish I knew the name of that music, but basically just search like SETI music or like instrumental version of popular songs that don't have like a voice singing. Those are really easy to concentrate to. Sometimes I like to light a candle if I'm having trouble focusing. There's apps for your phone where it can like lock you out of Instagram and Snapchat and stuff if you're easily tempted. I feel like I have pretty good self-control with that, but if you're someone who struggles with that, get the app, because I mean, your education is much more important than whatever is on someone's Instagram story or whatever someone Snapchatted you. So I think that app could be very helpful. I'll try to figure out what it's called and put it on the screen over here. You guys also, like my crooked finger, let's ignore her. My other tip would just be to stay on top of it so you don't have to study all in one night. I struggled with that first semester and my grades were struggling for a sec, and I pulled them back around when I figured out, okay, instead of studying the day before the test like you did in high school, and in high school I honestly didn't even really study, start studying like every single day, go over your notes. A helpful way to do that could be taking notes, or sometimes I did take notes on my computer or iPad and then I write them down in a notebook, kind of re-puts them in your brain. Also, the old school idea, concept of flashcards has pulled me through some of the hardest tests I've taken in college. So yeah, I could do a video all about productivity and study tips, especially because I know with the transition to doing work from home, it's gonna be harder. And I have pretty decent experience in working from home. I mean, I did a semester online, but also I did an online class in high school. I do YouTube as my job, so I'm used to having like discipline, self-discipline, all those kinds of things that go into it of working at home. So let me know if you want a whole video on that. I could even make it like an extra vlogmas video, like do a back-to-back upload, because I know that isn't everybody's cup of tea. I feel like it's not my normal like upbeat lifestyle content. It's just like a sit-down video, but if it could help you guys, I love to help you guys. I want to post anything that can bring you guys happiness. Like it literally, or make your life easier. It literally makes my day when people DM me and say, or comment on my videos and say that my videos have like turned their day around or turned the way they see the world around, or help them in any aspect. It brings me a lot of joy. So yes, that was my last question. I really enjoyed doing this video. I love filming mukbangs. Let me know if you want to see more of these, because it is like the funnest video to film ever. Like, who doesn't want to just sit in their car and eat some Taco Bell? I would like to have my AC on, so I'm going to turn it on as soon as I finish this. But yes, thank you sunflowers so much for watching this video. It means the world to me. Your support means the world. Stay tuned for more #vlogmas videos, and I'll see you, lovely sunflowers, in my next video.